Hello guys and welcome back to weekly recap number 3. So on this week it was about like 700 that I lost of demo money. I took 2 losses and 1 win. I needed to manage my risk better so I'd actually like take enough of a win to cancel out at least 1 loss. But that's like something I figured out after I took my win on Wednesday. So, yeah, and the loss on Friday, it was just because I didn't have good enough stops. But, yeah, basically, let's get right into it. I took a loss Monday. Let me just throw this on bar replay so this makes it a lot easier. So basically what we had here is pre-market manipulated these hourly lows here. Our targets were hourly gap here, and then maybe get up to these highs, probably not. And then we had a target of this 30-minute zone there, and I believe yeah, that looks like the most reliable high to target. Could make this go a little higher. So we're gonna hit the gap, we're gonna hit that 30-minute high. 15 minutes, bunch of low time frame liquidity. Uh, yeah, we can just, but honestly, we should get up to that point at least. Anyways, basically what we had here off market open, we broke structure to the upside. We filled the order block right here. And then if we entered with something like this, go on this time frame, 1 minute break of structure, long from this point, stops down here, targets here and here would give you ideally, yeah, 2 take profits hit. The only thing is your stops ideally should be down here. The only reason they're not because this is your first take profit point. This should at least be 1 risk to reward. The only reason I'm not like having that here was because this on NASDAQ, it doesn't happen. Like these are the same lows where my stops are on micro. This on the actual NASDAQ doesn't happen. So that's really annoying. This happens again on Tuesday. Yeah, on Tuesday this happens again where the freaking micro pair throws us off. But dude, it's just like mad annoying here. Because yeah, ideally stops are down here. So honestly, I don't even know what I want to say for this. Like this is the type of trade I would have taken because I would have been like, oh yeah, I want my stops to be like not down here. I want them to be right here. So this is at least 1 risk to reward. Then I take a good trade here. I think I honestly got stopped out here. So Monday we're gonna say is just a just 450 loss or whatever. Honestly, we should calculate that a little better. But yeah, we'll just say 1 loss on Monday. It's whatever, baby Pip's loss because Micro screws us over. Exit. Not there, and then Tuesday. So we'll set this like here, I guess. So Tuesday, market opens and takes out London highs and all-time highs. Let me get off the 1 minute. Market opens, takes out all-time highs and all the highs up there. Um, Gosh, bro. I mean, this is just kind of rough, dude. Like, if we're being realistic here, you're not. This is not a trade you're taking. Yeah, like here you're not even trading because, and I didn't, but on the actual NASDAQ, you kind of are because we push in and we close out of the order block with a bullish candle to the downside. But on the micro pair, we don't see that. But honestly, I could say we took a trade today. I can definitely say we took a trade here. And I am. I don't care. We're just gonna go on the real NASDAQ. So ideally, we're entering with the is an order block. Push out of it, push back in. Boom. Subs there, subs up there. Where do we break structure on the 1 minute? All the way down here, bro. Like, if you want to use the inverse fair value gap, you can. I don't. But then, like, targets are here. And then the lowest you want your stops are up here. Why'd I go to the 1 hour? But, this is 9:55 candle. That breaks structure. What about on here? Yeah, okay, no, this is actually a valid entry. This is with the fair value gap. This is a valid entry. You could definitely be taking this on the frickin' don't really know why it looks so different, but basically where if I put it here, where it's right here, so then where's this? It's right off this move down, so that's just like a frickin' penis and everything. A little weird, but okay, yeah, we're just gonna say we took this trade. Pretty sure that my only actual targets were hourly draws. This is where I think our first take profit was, because if we're gonna hit this low, we're gonna hit that low there. And then it was down here for a second, there for my third, and then this is honestly, this would have been as low as I could have pushed price, I think. What about 30 minute? 30 minute has nothing. That's a low, already got swept. No gaps, and ideally we're not even like really checking the 15 minute unless your first take profit isn't like good for you, or for me at least, unless it's not like one risk to reward. The reason this trade wouldn't really have been taken was because we moved down too low and then we like are just way too close to our take profit zone to actually make a good profit. But you can't enter with that. I've determined that it works because it frickin' does. This is with a gap as well, not with an order block. Yeah, because the order block would have been entered with this candle, because here we break structure and push out of the order block, and then we revisit it and then push out. So yeah, we are entering with the fair value gap, so stops are above it. Honestly, could have even had stops there, but still not going to do that because this is kind of an early entry. But push back into it, hit take profit 1.24. This, I think we're closing for most of our profit. I don't know how much actually. I think we have 2 more units left after that. And then I don't even need to target this one first. Yeah, those are so close. We can just target that one, and then we can target Asia lows. Yeah, this can be take profit 2, and then this can be take profit 3. So we're gonna say both of those get hit. So it's like 1.25, 1.9 about, and then 2.3. So probably close to about 700 or 800 profit on this day. So we will say we are up 300 at this point. Yeah. 300 at this point. Okay, so for yeah, we'll just say 300 because it's like 455. It's like 800, 750 on Tuesday. Tuesday was pretty good. Wednesday was really small, but the risk would be bigger. Probably leaving like 1 unit here on Wednesday, so we're probably making around 400 on pushing up to here. Let me actually just do this real quick. Because we hit break even like really fast. So what I saw for entries here was a break of structure above this high, and then a push back into the order block, which was right here. Because we wicked down, swept out liquidity, broke structure, formed, I don't even need this anymore if I'm being honest. Formed a order block right here. And then we get price to, where do we actually enter here? Where do we break structure after pushing into the order block? Retrace into the order block, break structure right here, stops like down here, targets like here. What's on the 1 hour? Those highs. And then these are basically like, yeah, and then target is London highs. And then after that, it's like almost nothing's left. Like, we can target these, this 1 hour gap up here that's available. Don't know about all the way up there though. No really 30-minute highs anywhere else. 15-minute. Honestly, maybe. Yeah, I like targeting 15-minute draws, just not really 15-minute gaps, but like right here, it's like honestly you can close some more if we push up there. But what's right here is I don't know if I want to actually close everything here. I could honestly have just been like I want it to push up there. Yeah, because if we're gonna take out London highs, we're definitely gonna take out those 15-minute highs. So you can definitely target that point as your take profit one, because you want price to hit these highs, but if it's gonna hit these highs, it's more than likely gonna push up to those 15-minute highs. Yeah, and then probably this is a small unit trade, and then we want stops at 1 to 1. And then after this gets hit, we're closing partials. If it's just 6 units, we'll say we close 5 and make like just 400, we'll say. Made 400 here. Stopped at a break even so we don't lose anything. And second target gets like literally edged, and then we just sweep the floor. Jeez, were there no other targets up here? That's insane. So I didn't even want price to go anywhere today, I guess. My next target is at New York highs. Are you joking? Yo, that is crazy, bro. So yeah, honestly, it made sense to only leave 1 unit in here to potentially hit that take profit, because literally I didn't want price to go really anywhere else. I was just looking for price to get up here as my highest point, and then yeah, close here and then close them up there. So 400 today, that would put us, let's just say like 1,100. Yeah, I like that, 1,100 on the week. Pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. All right, now Thursday, that was the actual NASDAQ. Whatever though. But Thursday was a little bit of a like a little pickle, because we did have shorts technically. Yeah, I think this was the lowest point we wanted, all the way down to New York lows. We did have shorts, but that was actually a fair value gap. So, yeah, honestly, no, this is so valid. I thought I entered with the order block here, which that wouldn't actually work because we haven't even swept hourly draws yet for an order block to form. But yeah, I'm down for freaking lows on this. Yeah, so first off, we tried to look for longs. We swept out a ton of liquidity here, and then after this was just death to look for shorts. So then I was like, I pretty much only wanted longs. Longs didn't show. Here I tried to see if we get like one last attempt at longs. We don't really get an entry, hit some zones. Nothing really here to show for. And then shorts, yeah, we don't break structure here. And then shorts, what we get is break structure to the downside, and then we push into the fair value gap. And then off of that, we want 1 minute break of structure. Shorts, we want like here, maybe just a little higher for safety. Like, I don't know, just put it right below that low. Just give it a little more room in case we want to revisit it. And then our next target, I think, might have been down there. Nah. Maybe maybe we target this. I don't know how much of a fan I am of that 15-minute low as my first take profit. Nothing really on the 15-minute. 30-minute gap right here. I like that. Hourly gap already got hit. 1 hour's got like nothing. Like there's just nothing to enter in with here. Like there's nothing to target, I mean. But like this is our first target, but you just cannot target this, bro. Like what do you want me to do with that? You want me to take my stops, put them like here? I'm not gonna do that. But can tighten our stops and just be like, I want price to push a little more into this 1 hour gap. Because that's not like crazy to say you want price to push like maybe there's like equilibrium here or something. Can we just target like the middle of the gap since there's like nothing here? What does that look like? Yeah, that's perfect. We can say we don't really want to take profits at the 15-minute zone. And we really just like, oh gosh, this one made me so scared. Because I should be taking profits here. And because I'm not, like price is literally going and pushing higher. But yeah, we could just say I want price to push into the middle of the gap because I don't like the risk on this trade. Because this is how low you really should be going on entries. Like, you shouldn't be like, oh yeah, I'm going to put my lows here. What does this give us for this, though? Still not even one, so yeah, there's no way. It's like somewhere there, that's like the middle of the gap. Yeah, so we can just say we want price to push in the middle of the gap, and then it could reverse. And then we'll just be like, yeah, we just want a, nah, bro. Like, you don't need that. If you're all the way down here, you don't need stops all the way, like stops all the way up there. That's good enough. And if it revisits, just move them. Yeah, okay, so first target's like 1.17. That probably gives us a solid close. Probably I'm closing most of my position off of that. Because then the next target's all the way down here. We push super low and then it's like, whoo. Yeah, okay. It hits though, so it's like, bang, whatever. 1 unit of about $100 on four, that's like $400. Yo, so we probably made a ton today. Almost like, I would say close to 800 on this day. Because we're full closing here at this 30-minute gap, I think. Right, yeah, 30-minute gap right here. We're gonna full close there. And then, yeah, we're closing just a little bit here, and then we're gonna full close all the way down here. I don't know what we're retracing off of here. I think this was like the end of the hourly gap. I don't know if that's like a valid target. I'm not targeting that, but maybe it is. But yeah, second one, like 100 times like 4, that's freaking 400. And then like 1.25 as our first take profit was about probably also 400. So we'll say 800. Almost $2,000, bro. One loss, like so far, almost $2,000. About like one loss here on Monday because of, and that's not even because it was incorrect. It was because literally, yeah, literally, I just got stopped out because of Nasdaq stupidity. Tuesday is kind of like a iffy trade. It's like I kind of took that, but I really didn't take that trade. But Friday was like really good. I don't need to chart anything out here because I remember everything on Friday. It was this gap right here, and targets were here. And then it's like also kind of iffy because 1 hour up here, price could maybe get up there. I'm just gonna say to get to that gap. Price could maybe get up to that point. 30-minute price could probably get up to that point. 15-minute, and then it's just like there's nothing left at this point. But yeah, 15-minute has this zone here. If we're gonna hit that, we're gonna hit that too. And then like I want something in the middle of this. And for this, I really could have taken a win. I just would have needed better and more like secure stops because this is a super tiny gap, and I don't know if I entered right there. We didn't break structure there. We broke structure off this really like long move up. Entry was about there, and I'd stops right below this point. But ideally, if you see push into a gap, you want to move your stops just a little lower and put them like down here because the risk is still good here. If it's like there. Okay, yeah, that's still super good, bro. Yeah, the risk is still here. Kind of chopping it up at the 5-minute zones. Oof, but yeah, literally, if I just adjusted my stops and gave myself a little more wiggle room with this gap, and I would have just been like, okay, we're gonna move this down until it gets to like 500, which would be like here maybe. Let's say off this we made like a measly 400. And then the other thing is, yeah, I kind of do want something in the middle of here. And then you also want, like, that's a very valid take profit point as a 2. Here it's, yeah, we probably have to close most of our units. Yeah, we'd have 1 unit left. Actually, I don't, we probably made like closer to 350. And then if I close here, that's pretty good as a 2. Yeah, if I say this is my 2, or like that's like crazy. That's way too high for a second take profit. That's a lot better and more secure because to say price will get all the way up here is just like pretty much almost out of the question. But yeah, we can target right here and then basically make back everything. And then this is about 600. So if we say it was like 190, about 2,500 we could have made. And that's with one loss. So we could have made basically if let's say we just walk in 500, you're making almost like 2.5 times that amount. With one loss on Monday because of micro pair stupidity, which is why I'm trying to get off micros as soon as possible. But I need a lot more capital for that. Like, I need my 1% to be like 1,000, which for that's like an 100K account, which I can get that for a funded account, but that's just not quite yet. But anyways, yeah, we'll say this week should have been like 2,500. Would have been pretty good to make that much money. Maybe not that much actually. Maybe we'll take off Tuesday. I'm still gonna say 2,500, but like if I'm keeping it real, Thursday's trade was iffy. Tuesday's trade was also iffy. But if we're gonna say that, then you're gonna say you should have taken a win Monday. Like I should have honestly, if I was trading on real Nasdaq, would have taken wins all week because Nasdaq gave me my good entries. But normally I'm gonna look at the Nasdaq and see if I'm actually like like finding an entry, so I won't miss that again on Tuesday. So like now with that in mind, I am taking that win on Tuesday. But for now, we're gonna say loss Monday, win Tuesday, win Wednesday, win Thursday, and win here on Friday. And yeah, that'll just about do it for our weekly analysis. 2,500. I lost 750 this week. Should have made about 2,500. All rough estimates, but I should have really made that much. But yeah, on pace. 2 months now until the funded. That was our last week in July. Starting up a new month now. Uh yeah, basically. Okay, so now it's 0 on the month, 0 on the week, and we will see how next week goes. I will see you guys Monday for our trading recap.